Good morning. Day 17. How amazing. Question of the day. How are the ducks and the geese? They're doing really well, actually. The geese they're tyrants, really. They run around and scream at themselves and at us a lot. The kittens are doing well. The kittens are getting used to the geese and the ducks and the dogs and the chickens. And and then the ducks are doing amazing. Mama duck, Berta, she brought all her little baby ducks up to the back door and taught her how to get the dog food at the back door. So now we have the little family of ducks who come up to the back door, which is just lovely. So great. So come stand on your mat. So you're standing in the middle of your mat. I really enjoyed that yesterday when we did the rolly things. We're going to do that again. So standing with your feet hip distance apart, and then just roll down through your spine. And as you roll, just hear your spine rolling down until your hands come to the floor. And then as you roll back up, really let your head be heavy as you roll back up. And then reach your arms wide, looking up and reaching up. Nice. And coming down, let your head be heavy, rolling down. And then bending your knees and letting your head be heavy, coming back up. Reach your arms wide, bring your palms together, reaching up, looking up, squeeze your bum. So you're pushing your hips a little bit forward. Nice, one more time. Rolling slowly down. Nice. So then push into your feet, rounding up through your spine. Reach your arms wide, bring your palms together, looking up, reaching up, and squeeze through your bum. Nice. Bring your chin forward so that it's normal, and then interlock your hands up towards the ceiling, and then just lean from side to side. As you lean, just like you allow your body to awaken sideways. So don't force it. Just go, oh, I'm yawning into it. I'm stretching into it. I feel now the third time I do it, I start to feel a little bit more rib cage, a little bit more armpit, a little bit more into the side of my hip. And just feel that. How do you feel this groany side of your body this morning? Nice. Keep your arms by your ears and then draw a slow circle to the four corners of the room and just listen slowly. This is strong, but it's really wonderful for your rib cage. But make the movement as small as you need it to be first thing in the morning if you're doing it now or anytime you're doing it. As always, the movements of the morning are slightly, I'm going to say stiffer, but I suppose more compressed or not as loose as the evening. Wow, that just feels amazing this morning. Nice. Come back to center. Drop your arms down. Just shake out your arms. Nice. Hands to your hips. Bring your feet slightly apart and roll into your hips. As you roll, notice what you encounter. And then in the other direction. One of my legs is giving me a little bit more sensation. And I'm going, oh, that's so interesting. That's just interesting. I'm interested in noticing that I might have to just pay attention later on in the class as I move. Nice. And bring your feet are still a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your knees. And then arching your back. And as I arch my back, I kind of bend my elbows a little bit, but my elbows bending are giving me stronger shoulders because I'm bending my elbows and pulling my shoulders backwards. And then round your back and draw your nose towards your belly button. Arching your back, pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then rounding your back. So we're doing a standing cat. Arching your back and rounding your back. Arching your back and rounding your back. It's one more time. Arching your back and rounding your back. Bring your elbows to your knees. Try the same movement. Rounding your back. The arching bit for me, suddenly I'm like, ooh, there's not much space here suddenly. So notice in you what that's like. The rounding is still okay. The arching, there's less space. Just notice how you do this. Rounding, arching. One more time. Rounding, arching. So bring your right hand forward in front of you so that it's touching the floor. Actually, no, come back. Bring both hands to your knees first. And then reach your right hand forward. So my left hand is on my knee, my right hand is forward. And then we're going to try it again. Rounding your back, arching your back. For me to arch, I have to bend my knees more. Rounding my back, arching my back. Nice. Bring your right hand to your knee. Stretch your left arm forward. Rounding your back, arching, rounding, arching. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Walk them out as far so that you have space for your knees, and drop both knees to the floor. Just pause there. Nice. And then push back. Walk your hands back and come all the way up to stand. When you're all the way up, squeeze through your bum a little bit so you're pushing your hips forward just slightly. So you're not staying in the folded, you're really feeling the opening through the front of your hips. And then rolling down, hands to the floor. You can either walk them out or just boing them out. Drop your knees down. Push back. Walk your hands back. All the way up. Squeeze through your bum. Stand really tall into your legs. Really strong down into your legs. And again, rounding down. Walk your hands out. And drop your knees to the floor. Nice. I'm going to do this one sideways so you can see me. So we did it a lot back in August, so we're going to try it again. So so lift your knees so they're just hovering off the floor a little bit. Your knees are still bent. And my hands and my feet are in a square as such. And I turn my knees towards the right and my toes towards the right. And then sit your left bum down on the floor. So now my torso is facing towards the right. My right foot is standing and my left leg is resting on the floor, the side of it. Nice. Bring your right hand back to the floor. Push back into your square. And then turn your toes and your knees towards the left and sit your right bum down on the floor. So now my torso is facing towards the left. My left foot is standing on the floor. My right hand is also on the floor. Nice. Come back up to center. Nice. Both knees to the right. Sit your left bum down. As I sit my bum down, my right hand automatically lifts. Come back. Both knees to the left. Sit your right bum down. Nice. And then come back to square. And both knees to the floor. Just sit your bum back into your child's pose. And just breathe into your belly. And just long, deep breath down into your belly. Feel the wide of your lower back. I was listening to this video yesterday about breathing. I talked about 3-dimensional breathing. And I was like, it's 4-dimensional. So if you imagine that your breath is moving forward into your belly, your navel is moving into your thighs. You have the breath that's moving down into the pelvic floor. You have the expansion of your diaphragm, which is pushing your ribs wide at the top. And then you also have the breath moving backwards into the rib cage behind you, into the lower back behind you. So just see if you can find all 4 directions there. Forward, wide in the rib cage, down into the pelvic floor, and back into the lower back. And as you exhale, how do they recede? How do they soften? Nice, cool. So come sit on your bum with your legs long in front of you. And we're going to do a thing called elephant. You can do it in standing, you can do it in sitting, you can do it in all kinds of different places. So both hands are on the floor beside you. And then take your right hand and kind of sweep it across like you have an elephant trunk. And then lean over and back until you feel your stretch through the side of the rib cage and the side of your waist and your shoulder. And then swing your arm back, bring it to the floor. And then swing the left arm across the front of your face until you feel this sense of a stretching or a lengthening through the left side of your body. And then coming down. Just flowing, feeling the reach. For me, I turn my baby finger side up and it gives me a little bit more, so my palm is facing forward rather than down towards the floor. And it just feels like it cuts the side of the stretch in a really beautiful way. Just find that. How do you move your rib cage this morning, this evening? And just feel that. For me, I round down through the middle, and then I lean back. And then I round down through the middle, and then I lean back. How would you get softer in the place that is stretching and longer at the same time? What does that even mean? How would you do that? It's very interesting actually starting to truly embody what it is that we're doing. So I'm creating a movement and I'm creating pain. Is it? No. I'm not creating pain. I'm creating an awareness of this side of my body. And as soon as I have that awareness, then suddenly I can start to do things with that awareness. Because most of the time we're not aware of this part of our body. What side of my rib cage? Where is that? And so as you move right now, just another 2 or 3 times, really try and bring your awareness and your presence and your softness and your strength into this area. Nice. And then just pause in the middle. And then just roll out into your belly, circling. Nice. And then circling the other direction. Circling. How lovely. So we're going to use the elephant and the foot thing. We're going to do kind of a combination of things, and then we're going to come lie on the floor. So bend both of your knees and then tuck the left foot in. So my left foot is close towards me and my right foot is still standing. Bring your left hand to the floor behind you, and then you're going to sweep your right arm across like elephant, and then you're going to follow your arm and push your hips up. So I've rolled onto the left knee. I'm up on the toes of the right foot, and I'm reaching my right arm around the corner, following my elephant stretch. Come back to center. So if that's too strong on your left shoulder, then just do elephant here. And there's loads going on with just that. Or again, follow that right arm around. When it comes to the end of your range, then you lift your hips and you follow the elephant around the corner. And so see if you can feel the range and then the pop of your hips as you travel a little bit further with your elephant. One more time. Traveling, rising, and then all the way back. Nice. Other side. Bring both feet so they're wide. Tuck the right foot in so that it's closer towards me. Bring the right hand behind you, and it's quite a distance behind you. It's kind of, I'm leaning back into the right hand. And then sweep the left arm around the corner. Find the end of your range. And then to go further, lift your hips so your hand can travel further. And then come back. And then again, swing, lift, and coming back. I want to change the position of my right hand. It's too far back. So you can change. You can go, oh, my knee's in the wrong place. Or for me, that geography or that architecture doesn't support me to follow the elephant around the corner. So find it you. One more time. Follow your elephant. And then come all the way back. Super cool. Come, stretch your legs out long. Bend your knees. And then roll all the way back to land on the floor. So then from here, just bring your arms wide into a T. And then push your feet down. Roll up along your spine. Nice. And then roll down along your spine to land on the floor. And again, rolling up along your spine. Just here, again, the sensations. So rather than just going, oh, there's sensations, which is amazing. Isn't that wonderful that we can hear our bodies? But then what do you do with those sensations? Like, how do you truly meet them? In a sense of like an intelligent meeting or a really embodied meeting of them, which would be, I hear the restriction, and then how do I soften this? Or how do I expand this? Or how do I breathe into this? Nice, one last time, rising up. And then lowering down. So keep your feet glued to the floor. They're not going to move. And then slide the right arm. Anybody with a dodgy shoulder, be careful of this one. Slide your right arm overhead And then keep your fingers on the floor and reach your right hand all the way over towards the left fingers. And then keep them going and bring your right hand to your left thigh. And then sweep your hand all the way back. Fingers come to the floor, widen. If you need to bend your elbow at any stage, or do what you need to do. Slide your left hand all the way around the corner until it comes to the right hand, and then continue it in the same range until your palm comes to rest on your right thigh. Feet are still stuck on the floor. And then sweep it back, fingers on the floor. Come all the way back to widen to your T. Nice, again. Feet glued to the floor. Slide your right hand all the way to your left thigh. Coming back. And then slide your left hand all the way to your right thigh. So where is this that you feel this movement? Is it your shoulder? Yes, I hear you say. It's probably the side of your rib cage as well. Something in the side of your arm, the back of your shoulder. One more time. I'm just hearing it. Maybe your neck, maybe your rib cage. And come to rest on the floor. Nice. Bring your arms long beside you and then draw both knees up towards your chest. And then reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then bend both knees and bend both elbows so that your elbows and knees are pushing towards each other. And they touch and you go, yes, elbows and knees are touching. And then touch the floor with your fingers, your elbows stay bent. Touch the floor with your toes, your knees stay bent. And then pull your elbows to your knees. And touch the floor and the fingers and toes. Touch. And touch the floor. So my elbows are pointing towards the ceiling the whole time. And I'm keeping my elbows as close as they can towards each other. So they're like close. And I'm just feeling the range of that in my body. Nice. Glue your right elbow, right knee together. And then touch the left side. And maybe stretch the left side out. Keeping your right side really glued together. Nice. Bring it back. Both knees, both toes. Touch the floor. Keep your left side glued together. Touch the right side or stretch the right side long. And come back. Both elbows tap. And then both toes, both fingers touch the floor. Again, right side glues. Stretch the left side. Come back up. Both touch the floor. And left side glues. Stretch your right side. And come back up. Touch the floor. How cool. Squeeze your knees towards you. Hug them in. Nice. And now push. So push your both hands into your knees and pull your knees into your hands. And then stretch the left arm overhead. Stretch the right leg long. Nice. Come back. Push the left hand, left knee. Reach the right side long. And coming back. One more time each side. Left side lengthens. Coming back. And then right side lengthens. Nice. Coming back. Super cool. And drop both arms overhead. And then sweep your arms. So your arms are going to come down sweep down towards your hips. Lift your head and reach your fingers beyond your hips. And my head is lifted and my chin is tucking in. And then sweep your arms till they're overhead. They stay floating. Your head can touch the floor. And then sweep again. Tuck your chin in. Bring your hands towards the outsides of your hips. And again, drop your head down. Reach your arms overhead. One more time. You can do this. Dun, dun, dun. Reach your hands. Tuck your chin in. And then lowering all the way down, drop your arms wide, bring your feet to the floor, and just sway your knees from side to side. As you sway your knees, how is that in your hips? How is that in your belly? How is that in your shoulders? Nice. We're going to do the gliding twist. So drop your knees to the right and then glide the left knee up towards the right-hand side. Coming back. And then glide the right knees over towards the left. Glide the right knee up. And gliding back. Nice. So from here, either stay here on your back with your knees bent or legs straight, or roll over and come into your cat. So finding your way, whatever way you rest. And just appreciate the ability of your body. And then all the places that you met that just talked about how they weren't able, but actually turning up here already, that's so much ability. I'm in awe of the emails that I receive from you. Truly, I'm moved to tears sometimes with the discovery and the connection and the simplicity of just turning up and how it changes so many things. You know, sleep changes, resource changes, ability, and a sense of ground. Listening to yourself changes. I'm really, really excited. So just resting there in your child's pose, feeling your 4-dimensional breath. So cool. So down into the pelvic floor, wide into the base of the rib cage, forward into your belly and backwards into your rib cage, into the lower back. Deep belly breathing. And find the directions. Nice. And slowly traveling, rising, beginning to slowly move towards whatever it is that you're doing today. Another question I get, is that Joseph playing cello in the background? Yes, it is. He's trying to master some really difficult cello suite at the moment. And so every morning we usually have a cup of coffee or tea in the morning together while I'm kind of getting my head into the zone. And then he goes off and plays cello then for around an hour. So yes, it is the soundtrack to this class. It's just, his room is just behind that. Great, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Day 18. Amazing. We're doing fab. And great. I'll see you then. Too cool.